Negative. They was on my property.
This devastating story has shocked the all country. Before we begin, please subscribe, like, comment, and share for part 2. Guys, this horrific death makes no sense to his family, community member, and fans across the world. According to people and fans, he was already wounded and was bleeding before he could jump the fence. So the billion question is, did the police shoot at him while they were chasing after him and died from the shot while jumping the fence? Because it's not possible for someone to jump the fence, get injured, start bleeding, and then dies in less than 20 minutes before the ambulance arrives. To me, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know about you guys. What do you think may have caused his death? Was he injured from a gunshot, or was he stabbed with something else? Before you decide and share your thoughts, let's first relate his story. Young Scooter, born Courtney Shante Henderson on March 28, 1986 in Atlanta, Georgia, is not just another rapper in the landscape of hip-hop. He's a testament to the raw, unflinching realities of the streets, the ambition to rise above, and the power of music to tell the stories of those who live in the margins of society. His life and career have been shaped by hardship, loyalty, street code, and a fierce desire to break free from the generational traps that so many before him fell into. Scooter's story begins in the heart of East Atlanta, a neighborhood that has seen its fair share of crime, poverty, and hardship. At a young age, the city became a playground for him, not one of innocent joy, but of survival. Growing up in the 90s, Atlanta was a hub for the urban challenges that defined much of Black America during this period. The crack epidemic, violence, and a system that made it difficult for people from low-income neighborhoods to succeed. Scooter's early life was marked by struggle. Raised by a single mother in a household that was often struggling to make ends meet, Scooter found himself searching for ways to escape the confines of poverty. His father was largely absent from his life, which left him to look to the streets for a sense of identity. It was there that he learned the rules of the game, how to hustle, how to survive, and how to navigate a world that seemed stacked against him. By the time he was a teenager, drug dealing became a primary way of making money, a means to escape the poverty that defined his life at home. Despite the deep entanglement with the streets, music was always something that fascinated young Scooter. Growing up, he listened to a range of artists, from Tupac to Outkast and Jeezy, whose music was not just entertainment, but a roadmap of survival. The raw, honest lyricism of these artists, especially the storytelling that came with trap music, resonated with him. Scooter saw rap as a way to articulate his life, experiences, and the things he had witnessed firsthand. But at this point in his life, music wasn't the goal. Surviving and getting out of the street life was. Around 2007, as Atlanta's trap scene began to take shape with artists like Gucci Mane and Young Jeezy, Scooter found his calling in the music world. Atlanta was buzzing with talent, and the emergence of trap music, characterized by its ominous beats, hard-hitting snares, and lyrical content centered on street life, drugs, and the hustle, felt like a perfect outlet for Scooter's own narrative. He began recording his own tracks and quickly became part of a community of like-minded artists trying to break free from their own situations. In the early days, young Scooter was influenced by the same people who were laying the groundwork for Atlanta's dominance in hip-hop. He looked up to Gucci Mane, the controversial yet influential figure in Atlanta's trap music scene, whose rise mirrored much of the city's own. Gucci's success showed Scooter that it was possible to escape the streets through music, but it also showed the darker side of fame, the constant battles with the law, the contradictions between street life and the business of the music industry. Scooter's big break came in 2011 when he released his debut mixtape, The Struggle. The title said it all. The mixtape wasn't just a showcase of his talent. It was an unflinching depiction of the hardships and grind that defined his life. The songs were raw and authentic, dealing with issues like drug dealing, betrayal, and the loyalty that comes with street life. There was an immediacy to his music that spoke directly to his fans, many of whom could relate to his experiences. It wasn't just about the flashy lifestyle of rap. It was about surviving in a world that wasn't built for people like him to succeed. The Struggle got attention in Atlanta's underground rap scene, but it also caught the ears of industry insiders who recognized that there was something special about Scooter's ability to capture the grittiness of the streets while still making songs that could rock the clubs. Scooter was no longer just an aspiring artist. He was part of a wave of young talent that was ready to make their mark on the larger rap game. He followed it up with his second mixtape, Street Lottery, in 2013, which took his sound to another level. Released in 2013, Street Lottery was the mixtape that truly put young Scooter on the map. It was the culmination of everything he had been working toward, a collection of tracks that showcased his storytelling prowess, his street knowledge, and his ability to craft catchy yet hard-hitting hooks. The mixtape featured production from some of the most prominent producers in the trap scene and collaborations with artists like Gucci Mane, Future, and Waka Flocka Flame further solidified Scooter's place within the movement. One of the standout tracks from Street Lottery was Columbia, which became an instant street anthem. The song was a reflection of the drug trade that Scooter had been involved in during his earlier years, a theme that would continue to permeate much of his music. But beyond the street talk, Columbia resonated with fans because it was more than just a tale of selling drugs. It was about survival, hustle, and finding success in a world that wasn't set up for people like him to win. The mixtape's success also cemented young Scooter's relationship with Future, one of the leading figures in the trap movement. Their collaboration on Free Bricks 2 in 2014 marked a high point in both of their careers, as the project received widespread attention and became a fan favorite. The Free Brick series was a clear nod to Gucci Mane's Brick Squad, and by teaming up with Future, Scooter was aligning himself with one of the most innovative and influential voices in modern trap music. As Scooter's fame grew, so did the complications in his personal life. In 2014, he found himself entangled in legal issues when he was arrested on charges related to weapons and drugs. The arrest was a sobering reminder of the fine line he walked between the streets and the rap game. For many trap artists, the reality of street life often doesn't fade with success in the music industry. Despite the growing success of his music, Scooter continued to be pulled back into the world he was trying to escape. The arrest was a major setback, but it didn't stop him from making music. Scooter's music began to evolve, and while he still rapped about his past, he also began to reflect more on the complexities of being caught between two worlds, one of fame, success, and music, and another of street loyalty and the temptations that came with it. His later mixtapes, such as The Plug and 80s Baby, were more introspective. The tough, street-hardened rapper who once rapped solely about his hustle began to speak more on the dangers of fame, the pressures of the streets, and the personal toll that a life lived in the trap took on a person. Despite these challenges, Scooter continued to grind. He released multiple mixtapes and singles over the years, including collaborations with a growing list of stars, including Lil Durk, Young Thug, and 2 Chainz. Each project showed a more mature version of young Scooter, one who had weathered the storms of fame, legal battles, and the pull of his past life. Yet, his music still had the same gritty appeal, offering a unique blend of trap music and reflections on survival. Today, young Scooter may not be the chart-topping star that some of his peers have become, but his influence on the trap music scene is undeniable. His role in the development of Atlanta's trap sound, alongside artists like Gucci Mane, Future, and Migos, places him in a pivotal spot in the genre's history. Scooter's ability to blend street authenticity with melodic hooks and catchy beats helped shape the way that trap music would evolve throughout the 2010s and beyond. Young Scooter's story is one of perseverance, loyalty, and staying true to oneself despite the constant battles with outside pressures. Whether it's the streets, the music industry, or the constant balancing act of maintaining his authenticity while pursuing success, Scooter has consistently stayed true to his roots. His legacy in trap music is cemented, and although his journey is far from over, he remains a key figure in a genre that continues to dominate the world. Of hip-hop is one of the defining themes of young Scooter's life and fear. Despite the challenges he faced from growing up in a tough environment in East Atlanta to dealing with legal issues and the struggle to break into the music industry, he kept pushing forward. His rise from the streets to the music scene shows how determination can lead to success, even in the face of overwhelming obstacles. Scooter's music is deeply personal and serves as a powerful reflection of his experiences. His lyrics give voice to street struggles, survival, and resilience, offering a window into the reality of life in neighborhoods affected by drugs, crime, and poverty. His success highlights how music, particularly genres like trap, can become an authentic expression of people's lives and struggles. His career teaches that art can be a form of survival and healing. The blending of street culture and art is a key lesson from Scooter's journey. His roots in Atlanta's trap scene helped shape his sound and provided him with a platform to express stories of hustle, loyalty, and hardship. This shows how artists draw from their environments to create something authentic that resonates with others who may share similar experiences. One of the most striking lessons is how challenging it can be to escape the cycle of street life once you've been drawn into it. Scooter's legal issues highlight how fame and success can sometimes be overshadowed by past behaviors and associations, particularly when an artist's past is tied to criminal activity. His story serves as a reminder that fame and fortune don't automatically erase the complexities of one's upbringing or environment. Collaborations with other artists like Future, Gucci Mane, and Waka Flocka Flame played a crucial role in his success. This demonstrates how mentorship and the right partnerships can open doors and elevate an artist's career. By aligning himself with established figures in the trap scene, Scooter gained visibility and credibility, which allowed him to grow. As an artist, loyalty plays a major role in Scooter's life, both in his personal relationships and his music. However, it also shows the complexity of loyalty, especially when it's tied to a world of illegal activities and risk. In the music industry, loyalty to a community can be a double-edged sword, leading to both personal success and difficult consequences. Over time, young Scooter's music matured. His reflections on his past, the trap lifestyle, and the toll it took on him demonstrate the growth that can come with life experience. As an artist, he started to reflect not just on the hustle, but on the personal costs of living in the streets and being constantly tied to the dangerous world of drugs and crime. His evolution teaches that growth is often a natural part of any successful career, whether in music or other fields. Young Scooter's career highlights the profound cultural impact of trap music, not just in Atlanta, but worldwide. Trap music, which blends harsh beats with stories of street life, has become a dominant force in the hip-hop genre. His story reinforces how authenticity in music resonates with audiences, and how trap music is more than just a sound, it's a reflection of real struggles and survival. Despite his commercial success and growing fame, young Scooter has stayed true to his roots, both in his music and his persona. He hasn't abandoned his street narratives, even as he became more successful. This teaches that authenticity and staying true to oneself are crucial, even when external pressures may push you to conform or change. The story of young Scooter emphasizes the duality of fame, where success can bring not only positive recognition, but also increase the risks, pressures, and difficulties that come with the spotlight. His story is a reminder that fame doesn't shield people from their past or the complexities of their personal lives. Finally, young Scooter's story underscores the role of trap music as a tool for storytelling and social commentary. The genre provides a platform for those who might otherwise be unheard, giving voice to the struggles of marginalized communities. Through his music, Scooter became a voice for those living in the same conditions he grew up in, helping to shape the cultural narrative of a generation. In conclusion, young Scooter's journey through life and music is much more than just the story of a rapper rising to fame from humble beginnings. His narrative encapsulates themes of resilience, loyalty, authenticity, and the harsh realities of the streets, while also highlighting the complex intersection of personal struggle and musical expression. Born and raised in the rough neighborhoods of East Atlanta, Scooter's experiences shaped his music in profound ways, with his lyrics serving as a raw, unfiltered commentary on the world he lived in. His trap music was never just about the hustle or the glamour of street life. It was an unflinching look at survival, loyalty, and the risks of being trapped in a system that doesn't offer many escape routes. From the beginning of his career, with his debut mixtape, The Struggle, young Scooter's ability to articulate the pains, sacrifices, and hard lessons learned in the streets resonated with a wide audience. He tapped into the collective consciousness of those who, like him, were navigating the fine line between the allure of street success and the consequences that came with it. His rise was no accident. It was the result of a combination of talent, grit, and the kind of street credibility that can only be earned by actually living the life you speak about. Music. As he found himself at the center of the trap music movement, Scooter's work with influential figures like Future, Gucci Mane, and Waka Flocka Flame helped solidify his place in the industry and shape the sound of modern trap music. However, his story is not just one of musical triumph. Legal battles, personal struggles, and the constant pull of his street past were significant challenges that he had to face throughout his career. His run-ins with the law, particularly his arrest in 2014, were stark reminders of the difficulty many artists face in escaping the clutches of the world they came from. Despite his rise to fame, the street life didn't simply fade away. Scooter's music continued to reflect this duality, where the appeal of success was often marred by the reality of his past. This balance between success and struggle is something many in the rap world face, but Scooter's authenticity helped him stand out as an artist who stayed true to his roots, regardless of the pressures to change. Young Scooter's career also the significant role that collaborations and mentorship play in the journey to success. His alliances with other influential artists, especially Future, allowed him to remain relevant in a rapidly changing music industry. These collaborations not only helped expand his fan base, but also proved how important community and shared experiences are in hip-hop. The trap music movement, while competitive, has always been one that thrives on collaboration, mutual respect, and the acknowledgement that every artist's story adds something unique to the genre. Despite facing obstacles that would deter many, young Scooter has shown that persistence is key. His career has been built on overcoming adversity, whether through his music or his personal battles. The evolution of his sound from the early mixtapes to his later works reveals an artist who has matured both musically and personally. His ability to reflect on his past while still navigating the challenges of his present shows that true growth is a process one that involves facing the past head-on and learning from it. The lessons from young Scooter's life extend beyond the world of music. His journey demonstrates that success isn't a linear path, and that the road to achieving your dreams often comes with setbacks, temptations, and moments of doubt. However, it also teaches the value of staying true to yourself and your story, regardless of the fame and recognition you achieve. For Scooter, success didn't mean leaving behind his origins instead. It meant finding a way to integrate those origins into something bigger. His music reflects a sense of survival, the kind of survival that is not just about financial gain, but about holding on to your identity, your beliefs, and your sense of purpose, even when everything around you is changing. Through it all, young Scooter has managed to carve out a place for himself, not only as a talented artist, but also as a cultural figure in the trap music genre. His work has helped shape the soundscape of modern hip-hop, with his influence still felt today. In a genre where authenticity is key, young Scooter's journey is a reminder that the most powerful art comes from the real stories of real people, the ones who have lived through hardship, come out the other side, and continue to use their platform to speak the truth. His legacy is not just about his music, but about his ability to inspire others who are going through similar struggles, showing them that there's a way out through perseverance, creativity, and staying true to who you are. Ultimately, young Scooter's story teaches us about the human spirit's capacity for resilience and the idea that no matter how tough life gets, it's possible to rise above it, share your truth, and find success on your own terms. It's a story of overcoming odds, of balancing the complexities of fame and street life, and of finding peace through personal growth. His legacy will live on as an example of how far you can go when you stay true to yourself and never give up on your dreams. Most of our daily life prayers to God is to watch over us and protect us from any harm or evil so that we can return home safely with a lovely smile on our faces and to be welcomed with joy by our loved ones. So guys, let all start loving one another and assisting one another in order to protect each other's life. And let all pray for the Henderson family. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share for part 2.